Hey guys, today I have this no makeup look. So today I thought I'd switch it up and do a no makeup look and a talk through video for you guys. So if you guys are interested on seeing this look and how I created this super easy look, then let's go ahead and hop right on in. Alright, so to go ahead and get started on this no makeup look, of course you're going to go on and go ahead and moisturize up the skin. So today I'm going to go ahead and use this OSEA Atmosphere Protection Cream. It is pretty thick, but once you go ahead and pump it and then put it on the skin, it kind of disperses. So I did go ahead and do my brows off camera, and I did them how I always do them. You definitely don't have to do brows at all or can just fill it in a little bit, but I feel like I like when my brows are filled in, so even for a no makeup look, I like to have them filled in, but that's just my personal opinion. And I use my Maybelline. So after I have my skin all moisturized, I'm going to go ahead and prime up this skin using the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this is the color correcting one. I do have some redness to my skin, so I want to go ahead and hide that. So I'm going to take like a pea-sized amount and just go ahead and rub that all over my skin, focusing it more into the T-zone area and wherever I have some redness, which is in my cheeks. So I will go ahead and press that in. So next, moving on to a base for our skin, I'm going to be using a lightweight foundation today. Nice and dewy and natural. So I'm going to go ahead and use the MAC Studio Face and Body. And this one is in, I believe it's NC44 or N3C44, if that makes sense. That's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and apply that with this brush right here. This is like an oval type brush from Crown Brushes. And this was in this month's BoxyCharm. I love everything that was in this month's BoxyCharm. I'm actually going to be using a few other products because I was so excited about it. If you guys don't know BoxyCharm, you get $100 worth of product in one box, which is amazing, and it's like only $21 a month. So yeah, especially if you're a beginner, that's amazing because you can really stack up your collection if you're a beginner, and it's only $21 for a bunch of products, like 4 to 5 full-size items. So good. So I'm gonna take this MAC foundation. I'm going to put a little bit on my hand. It is pretty watery, which I like for a no makeup look. And I'm going to go ahead and dot this on the skin. And this should be my shade right now. If not, I will have to mix it with something else, but definitely a lightweight foundation because I don't want to be too heavy. With this look, I want to keep it really natural looking. I'll have a link down below in the description where you guys can go ahead and check out BoxyCharm if you guys want to sign up. I do have some problem areas on my forehead right now and like by my chin, which I will go ahead and take some concealer and kind of mask that, but I don't want to go too crazy with concealer like I always do. I always make like the triangles and stuff. I don't want to do that this time around because for a natural look, I want to keep it skin-like looking. So I will have to go in with a little bit, but nothing crazy. I take the brush and do circular motions. Now, depending on how much coverage you want out of this no makeup look, you will have to go in with more depending on the coverage of your foundation. So for me, this looks great. It still looks like skin, but I want a little bit more. So I'll just go in with a little bit more and just go ahead and pop it on my skin. I also have some natural freckles around my nose and by my cheeks, so I want to have them still peeking through. You can, of course, go ahead and add some faux ones at the end if you wanted to. But I'm going to keep those kind of visible, so I'm going to just do like a light over the nose, and then the rest will kind of have a little bit more full coverage where I think I need it, which would be in my cheek area. I'm going to also do a little bit of a light wash over my lid because I'm not going to be doing anything really crazy on them today. I'm just going to have like natural looking, so that will also help with the discoloration. I rarely do talk through videos. I find that so weird because I've been doing YouTube for quite a bit, so I don't know why I have really never done a talk through video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you guys... Okay, so once I have a layer of that on my skin, I did go in with 2 just because I felt like one was too sheer, but of course it is a no makeup look, so take it how you guys want to do it. If you guys want to just do 1 layer, that's totally cool. It still looks really good with that thin of a layer. I just feel like I did have some redness that I don't really love. all that much, so you can go ahead and use color correctors if you wanted to, but I just didn't want to do that step, and I know that this foundation could potentially cover it if you added another layer to it, or if you mix it in with a totally different foundation. Okay, so for some quick concealing, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this concealer palette from Measurable Difference. This also was from a BoxyCharm, but from last month, which I'm obsessed with. I really use this for like shaping out my brows. As you can tell, a lot of those have been used and abused, and I'm really in love with it. So I did use that to carve out the brows today, but I'm also going to go ahead and just do the troubled spots that I have right now and a little bit of my under eyes. Go ahead and take this angled-ish brush from Eco Tools, and I'm going to go in with this shade. Hopefully this one matches, because I'm like, my self-tan is like fading away, so I don't know. Nah, that looks a little light. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab on with the spots where I think I need it. And I'll also drag it onto my eyelids as well, just to mask any of the discoloration. Now for a full glam look, I usually go ahead and put a decent amount of coverage on there. I usually mix a few colors as well, just so I can get my perfect shade. But for today, like I said, I'm not going to be mainly keeping that like as my focus. I just want to have it looking like skin and not so purpley looking underneath the eyes, but I also don't want to have too much of a brightening effect either. And then I'll go ahead and put it on the troubled spots. Then I'm just going to go in with this stippling brush from Eco Tools as well, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like do like circular motions on it so it looks pretty diffused and like blended really into the skin. Next up, for a little bit of highlight, I'm going to go ahead and keep this look pretty dewy and natural, not over highlight the skin. I just want to make it look like my skin is actually glowing. I'm going to also take this Temptu x BoxyCharm Liquid Glow. This came in this month's BoxyCharm as well. So Temptu is actually an airbrush makeup brand, which I thought was really cool that this came in here, because you don't have to use this in an airbrush machine. This is just for your hand and like brush purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it on up. And it looks really, really pretty. Like 2 to 3 droplets on my finger. Whoa, that is so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 fingers together, kind of get a decent amount. But again, I don't want it to go too crazy, so we're gonna start out slow. And this look is kind of natural but dewy, so it's okay to have some dew, but I don't wanna go too crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and dot it on the areas where I normally, yes, where I normally would put a highlight, but I don't wanna have it looking too harsh. And you just really want to hit like the highest point of the cheekbone for that glowing from within look. And a little bit on the nose. And if you feel like you need a little bit more concealer, definitely go back into the area where you think you need it. I like to start out slow with these types of looks because it can get overboard really fast. You can be really glam in like 2 minutes. So that's why I like to start out super slow. So like you saw, I just added a little bit more of my naked skin on top and just gonna blot that right in those areas. I'm not gonna drag it out into like a V brightening motion or anything. I'm just putting it into like my dark spot. Now to go ahead and set that down underneath the eyes, I'm taking this highlight and contour palette. I'll start off with the first one. I want to just do a little bit of powder. I don't want to go too crazy. I want to keep it like more of a dewy natural look, so I don't want to go overboard. I'm just going to pat in with this flat brush. So this first shade looks like it suits me pretty well. This is by the brand I Buy Beauty, and this was also in the BoxyCharm. I was really excited about this month, guys. You have no idea. Like, everything I saw, I was like, yes. I kept like screaming about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and blot that in the skin, making sure I get in the crease area. I will go with a little bit of translucent powder in this direct area, but right over here, just to give a natural look and to set down that concealer, I'm just gonna add a tiny, tiny bit. And then to give a light wash of color around the perimeter of the face, just to give very natural, nothing crazy. I'm not gonna do a contour or anything. I just want a light wash where I look live, I'm gonna take this stippling brush and I'm gonna go ahead and take this first and second contouring shade and just go back and forth right there. Just so it looks like the sun is hitting us, but it still looks like skin. You definitely don't have to do this step. Once we've done that, I'm gonna just take a tiny, tiny dab of the Mercier translucent powder with this brush right here, just because I want to make sure I get no creasing at all in the direct portion where I would normally crease. I don't want to crease there. No matter what type of look I'm doing, I don't think creases are cute, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blot a little bit right there. Okay, so that is the face. I can go in and add a little bit more of the Temptu highlighter if I wanted to add a little bit of an extra dew, which I actually might because I like the way that this looks and it just looks super natural. So like I said, my natural freckles are peeking through and look super pretty, I think, through the foundation because I didn't add too much. Now, this would be the time where you can add your faux freckles if you wanted to. I'm not going to just because I have them coming through, like I said, but now would be the time where I normally would add false ones if I was going to. Just gonna go ahead and pat that down. And I'm just gonna keep it bare with what the concealer looks like on my eyes. I don't see any discoloration or veins like coming through, so that's always a good sign. So I'm just gonna keep it as is, but you totally can add like a light wash of color. So for mascara today, I'm gonna go ahead and take the CoverGirl So Lashy mascara. This is my favorite one if I'm just doing my natural lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and take the mascara and go ahead and coat my lashes. Coat them. So once the mascara is lightly on, I'm not going to go too crazy with like a lot of coats or anything. I'm going to go ahead and just take this Geller Baked Body Frosting. I've been using this a ton. Just a bronzer with a little bit of like mineralized type of goodness in there. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on with this stippling brush, just in the areas where I naturally would have some flushness to the cheeks. And to go ahead and keep the brows in place, I'm taking my Maybelline Brow Precise Volumizer, and this one is in the shade Medium Brown. I used to use Deep Brown. I don't know where that went, so we're gonna see if this one works. And I'm gonna go ahead and mainly keep it into the front and brush them up. And then work my way over, just like that. Yep, that looks great. Moving on to some lips. In the Stila lip color in the shade Jessie. This is a color balm. Super gorgeous. Color pigmentation is there, but also looks really natural, so balm AF. It also has like a minty sensation and flavor, which is cool. Then I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Total Tease from CoverGirl and pop a little bit on. And then to go ahead and top off the rest of the look, I'm going to go ahead and use this PIXI Glow Mist, which is my favorite right now. It's not really going to set anything. It's just going to keep you looking kind of dewy and natural looking. It's not going to keep it down, but it is going to give a nice glow. And that pretty much completes this makeup look, a no makeup look. Really simple, really natural looking, at least for myself. You totally can use other products to create this look or swap things in and out if it's too much for you. I've been going towards this look on a daily basis, so I'm really obsessed with it and love it. And I have not worn my natural lashes in a while on camera. So yeah, this is it. Super simple, and it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel anything like that. It just feels like my skin, which I love. That pretty much is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe found it a little helpful. Definitely it's going to be appropriate for summertime if you are one to not wear a ton of makeup and just have it look like it's your natural skin, then this look is perfect. And if you guys are beginners, I think this is also a perfect look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until my next one, I will see you then. Bye!